Oh, man. Getting ready to talk about my favorite subject.
Jalen Pickett?
No. Not well,
Volleyball?
well, no. It's going to be Jokic, you guys. Nikola Jokic. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the preview of Nikola Jokic, the two-time MVP, the one-time finals MVP and NBA champion, and, of course, our favorite human, the top human, many people are saying. Let's get right into our big question on Jokic here. Can Jokic get better? Can he get better? It's hard to fathom, Dev. But could he?
Absolutely. Absolutely he can get better. And I was watching movies, and the movie that I was thinking about when I was, thinking about Jokic was Avengers: Infinity War.
Okay. I love that one.
Jokic is Thanos in every single
I'd say
capacity.
that's a good comp.
Every single capacity. He's on top of the world, and his main objective in life is to just take out everyone else that they think is good. Yeah. Everyone else that is on top of the world. And he's been doing it. Now, granted, he's number 2 in the world, so that means that he has to knock one more person out
That's
of the way.
That's a way he could get better.
But that's how you get better, is when you become number 1. You go in as number 2, you come number 1, and you just snap your fingers.
Yeah. Talking about it, ESPN's ranking, of course. Also, like Thanos, he has a ring. Right?
See,
doesn't
there
Thanos
He's
has a
trying to
ring?
collect
Right?
all the rings.
He's got a couple.
Yeah. Don't we ask this question every season?
Yeah.
And he gets better every season.
It's unbelievable.
So why wouldn't he get better this year?
Why wouldn't we ask that question?
But what's it look like?
What does it look like? Maybe he's scoring a little more than he did last year. Maybe he's shooting the 3 even better than he did last year. Maybe he lowers his turnovers a little bit. Maybe defensively, though what I thought was an elite defensive performance in the playoffs from him, maybe we see that more throughout the regular season. I actually think there are quite a few ways he could get better.
I like the regular season part, though, I almost don't care about. You know what I mean? I'm saying I care about it, but I'm just saying whether he's better or worse defensively in the regular season. But to your point, in the playoffs, they were really good defensively, anchored by him.
Yeah.
So I'm with you on this one. Somebody, shouts to Grace, by the way, because on Twitter, one of our homies, Grace, sent me a video of Jamal Murray after Game 4. Was talking about Jokic, and he was like, every year he comes back better. Yeah, he's going to get better in all these different ways. For me, do you remember when Jokic was goofy? When he was younger, he was a prankster, a jokester. You almost couldn't get him to be serious. Why so serious?
Yeah.
That guy has kind of gone away. And I miss him. In a lot of ways, I miss him. But he's replaced by this guy that every year gets a little bit more intense, becomes a little bit more killer instinct. And so far, we've only watched, at the time of recording this, 2 preseason games. He kind of has that killer instinct, killer mindset more than ever before. And to me, that's what I kind of expect. Not even... could happen. I kind of expect this year to be an even more serious Jokic.
Well, that's where you get better. That's where he can get better, is if he just decides to truly dominate from the beginning of the year to the end. What we saw in the playoffs was pure domination, where anybody that was in his path, he took them out, and he was just like, you cannot guard me in any way. And we're starting to see that, especially in these, preseason games. You talk about the why so serious or not taking things seriously. What we've seen so far is him just really going at whoever's in front of him, and that's in the preseason. So what does it look like when he comes back for the entire year? And also now he has the championship under his belt, where it's like, hey, at first, maybe he didn't think he belonged. Now he's like, I'm the best player in the world, and now I'm going to prove it to you. We got to see that when Jamal went down, where he scored every single time down, and that's what the team needed for him. Last year was a blend of everything, where it looked like he was going after the triple-double, and now maybe this year is just like, hey, fine, I'll just average 30-plus a game.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where he gets better, where it's just like, hey, no one in the world can guard me. Prove it.
What I want to find out this year from Nikola Jokic and this entire Nuggets team is they won the championship. They walked their way to the finals. Are they addicted to that feeling?
Oh.
Are they so obsessed with that feeling they got when they won the championship and won it in the way that they did? Does that motivate them even more this season to be a better version of themselves than they were last year? And I think you could see that manifest with Nikola Jokic. Is he just so locked in on catching that feeling again that they caught last June? Does that push him to just be better in every facet of his game?
I'm curious to see it too, but I got a shocking stat for you guys. This one might really shock you.
Oh, man.
Oh, my God. It's so shocking. Don't get too close. You'll get shocked. Nikola Jokic shot under 50% in just 3 games last season.
The entire year?
The entire year. Only 3 times. I think one of them he was like 2 for 5, too. It was like
one of them was out. Another one was opening night against the Jazz. That disaster.
Very rare for Jokic to shoot under 50% last year. I mean, here's the thing. You talk about his numbers going up. You talk about those things. Is it possible that he does this again, Dev? Is it possible?
I don't think so. And here's why. I think this year he's really going to try to score every single time. Like, I really think he's going to up those, points at 24.5 points a game. So that means there's going to be more shot attempts. If he's able to do that with more threes, maybe he gets rid of the threes and just dominates inside. But if he's able to do that, that means he's going to take a lot more field goal attempts. If he's able to still only do 3 games, he's going to average like 35 points a game. And really, what do you do with that besides just say, hey, here's another MVP?
Yeah. I don't think we realize how shocking that stat actually is. 3 times? That pretty much means he had an off shooting game 3 times the whole year. Like he was off just 3 times. That's it. Every other time he was on.
And he wasn't even off. One of those times, I'm telling you, it was like 2 for 5ers. He wasn't
Right.
even off. He just didn't shoot. Nuggets won by 20. Yeah. That's the craziest stat to me. I don't think he can replicate it because, like you, Harrison, I think he might try to score more this year. And if you take more shots, you are more aggressive, more assertive. That number of has to go down. But that being said, I don't know, man. This guy, he just he doesn't miss. He seems to have a knack for scoring efficiently. But let's get into some bold predictions now. It's so hard to do. So hard to get into bold predictions.
I'm going to get really bold.
Wind, get really bold for us.
Nikola Jokic, and I'm going to look right into the camera when I say this. Nikola Jokic is going to win a unanimous MVP this season.
There it is.
He is going to win MVP unanimously. 100 votes. And you might think that's crazy. It's not actually that crazy because if you go back to his first MVP, 2020, 2021, you know how many votes he got? 91. 91. He was in the 90s. That shows me that a unanimous MVP, which, it has only been done by Steph Curry, that is in reach, I think. And I look at the voting requirements for this year. You got to play 65 games. You look at just the other contenders for MVP this season. I think it's probably a weaker field than in most years. I think a unanimous MVP is in reach, and I think there's a shot he gets it this year.
The word that you used there was unanimous, and that's where I'm going to go with my bold take. I think he's going to be the unanimous #1 player in the world come this time next year. We started out by saying that he was Thanos. And Thanos took everyone down on his way. Started with Porzingis. Then it went to Karl Anthony Towns, AD, Gobert, Snap, all of them gone. Now all he has to do is get through a finals against either Embiid or Giannis. And that just separates him where that is the battle for who's the best center in the world or who's the best player in the world. He eliminates them. There's no more talk.
He's already there.
Well, the beauty of Dev's bold prediction is we're not going to know until exactly this time next year.
ESPN comes
once
back
that freaking list comes out.
But they don't mean it, man. They're just going to put him. They'll put him 3rd next year. So everybody's like, "What? I got to read this one." Here's my bold take. I think Jokic is going to have not 1 but 2 perfect triple doubles this year. Because again, how do you get better? He already reaches this peak. He's got 2 games, by the way, in his career, where 2 games in different seasons where he had a triple-double and didn't miss a shot. I think he has 2 of them this year. I think they're like 20, 14, and 12.
Right.
I don't think he's going to have another 35 point.
Well, because the Nuggets are going to be up by 30 if he's doing this.
I mean, I think they are. I think it's going to happen.
So who do they come against?
Oh, man, you really want me to heat check here.
I'm putting you on the spot for your bold prediction.
I like it. Let's get into it. Let me think. Who are some not so great defenses? Some young. Houston Rockets.
They're playing Phoenix 4 times this year.
Houston Rockets for sure. And I'm going to say Brooklyn Nets in Denver. Okay. Those are the 2. He goes like 7 for 7, triple doubles.
Yeah.
It's hard to get bold with the yoke. Honestly, we should go through the years of our bold predictions.
I really tried to get as bold as possible.
The MVP unanimously, look, it doesn't sound that bold. It just everything.
If my bold prediction comes through, I think Dev's will also come through. I think he probably would have to be the unanimous #1 player if that happens.
How bold would you have to get before it gets too weird? He's going to have a 70-point game. You're like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It would have to be like
70.
You have to say something like a 60-point triple double.
60 points.
It has to be something extremely. We've already seen like like a 40-point triple.
40-point
You would have to
that's
see
nothing.
it with 60 or 65 or something
Yeah.
like that.
We're so lucky.
He's happy to come to media day next year.
No,
that would be bold.
You want to know the most bold prediction? He comes on the DNVR show.
Yeah, that would be bold.
The boldest of all takes. We get to watch Jokic again, guys. I can't wait. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see ya.
We all silly like the mayor.